Oke guys, langsung aja ya pertandingan terakhir di hari ini di Game of Future antara Onic Indonesia melawan Royal Cybersport Club atau RCC guys ya di perempat final. Langsung aja kita tonton guys, let's go. Karena dari ini Onic kita mulai draftnya lebih lama guys ya, biar kita bisa melihat pilihan-pilihan hero-nya ya. Dan di sini tadi kayak dengar caster bilang cuma Onic doang yang menggunakan meta Vexana. Senang banget ya jadi si yang sebelah kanan ini, si Trax nih. Katanya Vexana di player yang tepat gitu. Terus Keyboy pakai Ruby, Guinevere, jadi si Onic sangat mengerikan ya katanya.
Very heavily CC based. They ban. I was gonna say or the Diggy because the Diggy just.
Diginya dia langsung diituin ya. Tadi Tracy juga bilang kalau sebelum ada Akai ini kan bagusnya dia ngepick Digi kalau untuk mengatakan strategi Onic atau kalau berani ngelawan ya pikirnya ternyata dia bener pick Akai. Jadi tidak ada lagi counter-counternya nih.
A Diggy at all, because I mean a Diggy would also destroy RCC's count.
Bahaya ini.
Maybe they ban out
Tapi ban ini nggak sih? Vex apa? Aurora. Ya Aurora. Combo bagus juga nih.
I mean, yes, Onic has lots of magic damage right now, but we've still seen them go for that even when they are very stacked in magic. I think just heavily focused now. No, they go for the CC.
Pengen tidur tapi nanggung sayang. Indonesia pula lagi main. Ternyata Cici itu ya, Minotaur. Wah, hilang lagi sisi satu.
Not a lot of tanks available. Again, I still think they could just go Arlot Rome and then go focus into more of the EXP and maybe they could go export. That way they have that backline dive, you know, or they could go use Zong for RCC. I feel like that's what they're going to need because we still don't know what Onyx going to pick here. Yeah, you definitely want something that can like dive onto Vex, right? Or can dive onto whatever gold laner Onic picks. Because the thing about it, if you just have someone that kind of like moves in, kind of goes for the dash, it's a little tougher with Vex. Because that terrifies the
tebel juga di depannya. Wah, ini keren sih guys.
Stopped in your tracks and shattered. They do go for the Tigreal on the side of RCC.
Ngeri juga ternyata sisinya. Tigreal, Arlot, Venaslash, Fispin. GG sini.
If it does end up being that the Ruby's gonna be in Rome, which it has been for them in the past, Keyboy has been playing it. So
masa Martis tetap Raden lagi, aduh.
I think it's actually a decent play that RCC
Wan keluar, Wan-Wan-nya Albert.
Wan.
Mantap.
Hot take for sure. I'm not against it. And they pick up the Lapu for the EXP. How does RCC answer to that? Do they just do the same thing, pick up a really divey? That's what I would go for.
Obvious.
There it is.
Counternya langsung.
Hot takes from every side here. Oh, wait. Phobius mid? It has to be. It has to be. Arlot, EXP. You want it crazy, you got it.
Pengen hal yang gila, ini kita dapatkan guys. Seru banget nih. Semoga early-nya Onic megangnya. WAN2 cuy, baru muncul kali ini WAN2 di turnamen digital Game of Future.
Spicing it up, but the question on all of our minds is, can RCC make a miracle happen twice in one night? Fireflux able to get the upset against Blacklist. Can RCC do the same, G? It's definitely going to be a tough one.
Jangan sampai bisa seperti dia ngalahin Fireflux, ngalahin Blacklist, jangan sampai guys ya.
Or will it be their demise? I don't think anyone could have said enough synonyms until we got into the land of dawn.
Ayo Albert, GG Wan-Wan-nya.
Tracks on the casting desk. You gotta love it. Kind of looking at what we got here. This Phobius mid, mind-blowing, is risky for RCC to pull this out, but could be what they need. Now, kind of looking at some of these win conditions here, RCC is
Wah,
definitely
mantap.
going to have to just farm the mid as much as possible, right? They're going to have to... Is that the crowd?
I was wondering, what is that white noise in the background? Is that the crowd?
Bar, mati pas plat.
Oh, Wiser though.
Ih,
Not looking any wiser.
astagfirullah. Bar.
No, down he goes.
GG.
Boy gets there
Itu dia
just to
guys.
secure it, and the crowd goes silent. No, they don't.
Mantap,
They are
mantap.
not giving up. I'm
Harinya
over here
dapat
trying
mati
to
satu ya.
create some
Bagus.
win conditions, and the crowd's
MM.
like, who cares about your win conditions? Let's hype up RCC. Let's go. And we got the power ups already happening here from both
Ini
sides.
game mainnya
Key
aneh
boy
juga ya.
taunting
Handphonenya ke bawah guys.
RCC.
Pakai telunjuk dia.
I'm
Siapa nih yang di bawah ini
So,
RCC?
you were talking about
Mainnya
win
gini.
conditions. What do we see
Yes.
here? Who's got the early
Ah, tuh.
game? Who's got the mid? Who's got the late?
Mantap juga.
So, if we're looking at what's going down, RCC, again, I feel like this Phobius is going to be the riskiest take that we have here. Of course, it's going to shine into the mid to the late game
Late game
against
no, nggak
Onic,
bersinar.
but they're going to
WAN2
be
bisa ngindarin
missing
ya
that
guys.
mage,
Kalau
that
late game.
control.
Movement speednya
and I
pasti
think
udah
that
cepet.
could
Par,
be a
dapet.
problem. We see
GG,
Maniac
tewaskan.
Damage comes on a castle, castle taken
Yes,
out. That's
loncatan
2-0.
yang baik,
For the
Kairi.
side of Onic, the rotations are getting heavy.
Yeah, it looks like
Ooh.
RCC, again, kind of building back off of what I was saying. They have to wait into this mid to the late game, right? They have the Tigreal, so they have the implosions, they have the team fight capability,
Sabar.
but Onic has the pressure. They have the
Mati
grip, and
tuh.
you can already see.
Makanya pancing, heavy spin. Oke.
One shot, forced to back off. Troublemaker comes in
Yes,
with the demonic
loncat
force.
siap-siap.
Put a dunk on top of
Ngapain,
Boots.
Povius?
Kyrie, but now he's in
Ge-
between four members. He's stuck.
Loncat lah, Kairi.
Find a way out.
Ah.
A little bit of damage. They can move on to Boots. Boots still
Aduh,
okay, though.
dikit-dikit lagi
Oh,
mati.
away
Ah,
the ball.
itu
Castle,
dia.
Castle goes down.
Bar.
Kyrie picking up the kill.
Sans. Ayo lo. Wih, di flickerin nomor
Not gonna let
G-Boy.
go. Keyboy with one health doesn't
G-Boy.
scare. Locks him up, and Boots puts the kill into his pocket.
Recall.
An O at this point. Right now, Sans just powering up. Again, Onic, they're really aggressive right now.
Hilang
4-0.
tuh EXP.
You can already see the crossbow being picked up by Albert. That's just going to give them more attack speed, and they don't even need to buy boots. That's why WAN2's so great. And also, not only that, RCC has two tank heroes, right? You have the Kai, you have the Tigreal.
Beli
So,
DHS
again,
aja.
RCC is going to have to rely on making sets and making plays
Aduh.
against a team like
Wah, ada
Onic.
lagi
Here we
habis
go. This is what we wanted.
Pin on the
Gila,
Keyboy there.
4.
Should be able to get the kill. Finally
Makan
getting
tuh
on the
bar.
map. Kyrie
Lagi,
gets the
loncat.
double onto three.
Pukul lapu-lapu. GG. Hihi.
Boots able to get the double and Suns
Kombonya.
picks up one as well. Just when
Nah,
RCC thought they had him, Onic
setup
hits
di
him
bal
back.
setup ya guys ya, setup counter.
Boots is on fire.
On
He's
fire.
absolutely destroying it at this point. You can see the Lapu
Wow.
shining in this game.
Shining
It's just-
lapu-lapu 402 guys. GG Boots.
They're well calculated at this point. Again, RCC,
Ngampir.
they were doing what I told that they needed to do,
Lihat
right? They
nih,
needed to get
dia
picks, they needed
4
to get
orang
plays. You can
datang
see it
kena.
right here, the heavy spin into the
Datang
wall.
fake sana, lapu-lapu
And then
ulti,
Requiem, and
pentung
then
itu. Wah.
Boots coming out of nowhere, just taking care
Flickerin.
of
Mati lagi.
RCC.
Aduh, satu hit
Wiser might
lagi.
just be next. I mean, they
Ih,
didn't
fake
do
sana
all
lihat,
that. Boots
lihat di
didn't
belakang.
even-
Ih, par.
Did him
I
dirty.
got this.
Aduh.
Boom. Let's go ahead. Now the choke point at the
Par.
Wiser.
Ih.
It's like
Awas
dead.
hati-hati.
Taken out. Nice implosion,
Loncat.
though. Gonna try to get the push back. Able to take out Albert. Keyboy might just be
Yes.
Troublemaker.
Hmm.
Here, we got a slugfest
Morify.
here in the
Mati
game's
lagi.
future. Troublemaker in trouble though under the tower. Back
Ngapain?
in the
Kena
goes.
pentung
He's gonna
diam
get
langsung
knocked
nggak
up
bisa
and
loncat.
taken out.
Wah
Boots
gila
get the
bootsnya
final punch in.
menyala bangku
Where is
502.
Boots coming from? Is it the
Everywhere,
EXP
bro.
lane? All
EXP
the way to
naik
the
ke
right?
atas.
Like he's just bringing shockwaves into
Oh, nggak kena.
RCC's comp at this point. Every time you would see an engage, he is there. His presence is just uncontested, and we're
Aduh.
seeing the turtle going to RCC. It's a good take here, right? Economically, we do see that Onic
Ada
is
berapa goldnya? Ada berarti 3.000.
controlling the board, but RCC clapping back in some key
Tahan
areas.
biar nggak bisa dapat ke turret bawah. Ayo lo.
They're controlling
Dapat bawah
board
kita.
and the
Onic.
map. This jungle is theirs now. Onic,
Os.
Sans, and
Boots.
Keyboy are the captains of this
Boots.
ship.
Ah, mati dia.
Wait, though.
Untung aja nggak mati, guys.
Walks in a tribush, almost gets
Jangan sampai dapat
locked up
karinya.
there. You're able to fend him back, send him back to base.
Karena
RCC
shutdown.
at this point needs to buy some time. They got to get Troublemaker to where he needs to be. They got to get Wiser to where he needs to be. And he's 2 kills behind, and that's not what you want to see at 5 minutes in.
Mbak Wahyu juga dapet dong. Tuh Vanessa lagi.
Awas.
Awas. Pas terbang. Pas, kok so off tanknya nyala. Jangan bergerak. Double kill 1-1. Oh. Entertainment gaming ini guys ya. Tidak dikasih nafas katanya. Oke, ada HS buat ngerontokin tank-tank. Nggak tergerak dia tuh. Mati dong. Par. Kyrie mati lagi, dalam turret banget Kyrie.
Looking rough for RCC, but that is a little bit of a win. I mean, at this point, when you're this far behind, a trade is not bad, especially if it's on the enemy jungler.
It is true, and we can kind of see something a little bit different here, picking up by Suns, right? They're building the anti-heal already, the necklace of endurance, just to counter quite a bit of their team. I think it's to counter Troublemaker, the shield that he gets, as well as Castle's sustainability. So they're already planning against RCC. It is 12-3 in 7 minutes. Right now, I like the takes, right? RCC attempting to take the bottom lane, take that tower, take as much as you possibly can from Onic at this point. It's still only the second turtle, if I'm not mistaken. So you still got a Lord. You got to find a place to fight. Look at Boots on the hunt, on the prowl for RCC.
I mean, let's be real though. RCC does have big step
Iya,
potential.
mundur langsung.
They could pull off something crazy and try to turn this around. And this is what I keep saying. This is what differentiates the boys from the men. When you're 3, 4, 5K behind, can you make the play that matters? It's really going to come down to QP here. Can he get the set of his life?
It is true. And we've seen that in previous games. One implosion can make it or break it. But one thing that I got to point out is that Onic, they're not really sticking together. They understand that there's a heavy spin on the board. They understand that there's an implosion on the board. And also, they have the final slash from Castle, right? So there's a lot of team control, though they're looking like they're going to stack up here to possibly take this top tower. What do they go for here?
RCC just playing defensive bout right now, kind of following them around, which normally I would say it'd be good to make your own plays on the board. When you're this far behind, you're just trying to staunch the blood. You're just trying to stop them from taking more, and if that means kind of following them, huddling up under your towers, that's okay because they need to buy time.
It's all a strategic play. It's kind of like a little bit like chess, right? If you can keep your presence on the board, get your vision, and then, like you just said, kind of corral them. If they're corralling themselves to try to attack, just do the opposite. But if you keep it under the tower, then you have it's like 6 against 5, right? And the tower hits harder. And again, we have 13 seconds to the next Lord. This goes to show that we can see RCC is attempting to set the board, right? Onic, I like it. This is what we see from a lot of teams, to stay mid, to control the pressure of the mid lane, and then take the Lord and collapse in on a team when you beat them. Does RCC take this little bait from Onic?
You know, I mentioned anti-lifesteal earlier. We got the Necklace of Endurance from Sans, and now we got the Sea Halberd from Albert as well. Albert wants Troublemaker to come in there. Albert wants Troublemaker to dive towards him so he can pop the second skill, CC away, you know, get the nullification, and then get the angle to pop the ultimate. And by then, he's already weakened enough to where he can get the kill. So RCC needs to be careful about how they engage this. Albert had 3 items locked in already, had like a 1,200 gold lead over Wiser. It's going to be a while until Wiser can even output any major damage in this game.
That is true. So Wiser's going to definitely have to be on the back foot, right? And again, Carrie's definitely that late game hero. So RCC looking to go the long haul. They need to try whatever they can. Do we see possibly a conceal play?
Reset dulu sih, atasnya tuh.
You can see the mid being controlled.
Minion atas.
Onic kind of baiting the Lord at this point.
Yang atas
This
banyak
could
banget.
be a good response. If they can take Sans, they
Yang
might have a
atas
little bit
Sans.
of a play. The displacement.
Real play, because they got to go for the top lane. Sans is
Aduh.
taking his way up to the top side as
Abet.
RCC tries to encroach onto the bottom.
Aduh.
Albert taking a lot of damage. They don't give many.
Bar untuk one pas cross of tank, guys.
He gets up to the top, flies to the sky,
Pas
gets the kill.
banget.
He's finally taken out. Troublemaker.
Mati satu.
And Albert off the
Double
field.
kill
Next
carry.
ball is Wiser.
Gih,
But
Sans
Troublemaker
kepisah. Langsung datang Sans.
making mayhem.
Par.
Kyrie on the run, but
Ngumpul
Troublemaker
tuh
doesn't
semua.
want to get away. QP taken out from Sans, though.
Hehehe.
Sans making back to the fight.
Hmm.
Onic is re-engaging.
Dadah.
Trouble once again. Kyrie forced to flicker back, but the rest of the team is there to finish the job.
GG,
He's
Sans.
Troublemaker
Gila,
gone.
Sans.
Nothing but one shot on the map. It's a 4-for-1 trade in the favor of Onic.
That man.
Ada Sans lagi
Albert
kasus
able to get
tiba-tiba
that
dikonsilin.
crossbow tang off just
Langsung
in
cepet
time.
balik Sansnya, guys,
Like
ya.
1 HP.
I know. I
And
thought he was
then,
gone.
So did I. He was gone. He was,
I was like,
he
wait,
was
wait,
gone. He's in the sky.
Tuh lihat tuh Sansnya guys, minimap guys. Langsung cepet dia. Waduh, teman-temannya. Pas banget 1 SP, 1 darah, WAN2 terbang. Langsung datang Sansnya. Gila, datang Sans langsung bar. Gua udah ada damage Sans udah gede banget soal juga.
Onic not leaving a man behind.
They turned that, and for a second, it felt like RCC could take that fight, could take that win if they could have just got the kill onto Albert. But those are shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's only close and hands, horseshoes and hand grenades. This is Mobile Legends right here. You can't have close calls. You got to be able to finish the job, and RCC wasn't able to do it, and that's what Onic is here to do now.
Yeah, and Onyx 16-4. They're looking to take out as much as they possibly can with this Lord. And you can already see it. If they're able to take out some of these tier 3 inhibitors that are left standing on the base, it's going to be a huge play. And they've utilized this Lord to the fullest. Now, RCC looking like they're mounting up a great defense. Again, we're getting into the 13-minute mark. Could be a little bit of a tide turner. We've seen one tick and implosion turn the tides on a Lord push like this.
A nice knock up onto the back line, get us a castle back to the fountain to get some health. One shot. Gonna try to zone things with the Lord, still at 50% health. Onic, changing route, moving up to the top side. They're not gonna try to fully engage in. They just came here for inhibitors. It's first Lord, and that is a good push in my book. Onic could stop here if they wanted to, but they're still keeping it aggressive. They're holding a lead of about 8,000 gold. They can do this if they want, as long as they're careful for QP.
Yeah, and I think we'll see if they possibly engage their healing.
I'm offended on a one shot. One shot gets pulled up. Troublemaker into the backside. Once again with the demonic force, trying to lock onto Boots.
Ada itu juga Tigreal. Atas dapat Kyrie objektif gaming. Santai, jangan ngedes. Oke. Dapat lumayan atas sama bawah. 2 minion.
That's a good go. First Lord, 2 inhibitors down.
Dapat.
Inhibitor almost down. Like halfway HP. Like crazy. I mean, Onic looking really good.
Out of that orange buff too.
Tinggal 1 lagi full item. Karinya juga ke arah WON sini kayaknya. Lihat guys, Sansnya 409 belum mati sama bootsnya. Sansnya kayak mau menuju Divine Wave kayaknya.
And again, I do think that they're being baited out of their base at this point. Onic is like kind of slowly freezing lanes, keeping them at bay. 8 seconds to the next Lord, which is why that we see RCC. They know this is make it or break it for them right here in round 1. They have to contest this Lord somehow, some way, do something.
Watch for Keyboy here. Watch for Keyboy
Heavy spin udah aman. Lord, free Lord.
The utility gone right before the Lord fight. RCC needs to buy some time as QP
tries to find an angle.
Sans and Keyboy are there to keep them away. Royal Cyber Sport Club is just unable to do anything here.
Tarik, Keyboy. Dapat 2. Ulti, fake sana. WAN2 terbang. Aduh, immortalnya belum mati. Bawahnya tuh minion gede jalan.
gets the Lord,
Keluar.
and one more along with it. Onic not going to slow down.
Ih,
Got
turret
no
itu.
breaks here. There's minions on your base, and we are ready to fight.
Look at Sans.
Sans sendirian.
Huge pressure. Just right
Press
there in
tingkat
the
tinggi
mid.
dari Vexana ya guys ya.
The Lord's going to be barreling down. RCC going to have to mount up the greatest defense of their life at this point. Onic.
Keyboy.
With the flicker in. Was it a good play?
Aduh, wan-wannya. Hati-hati
Troublemaker
bet.
is back out.
Hati-hati
He's looking
bet.
on Albert. He takes him down with a jump to the face. Castle now on the run as Troublemakers ran out of the demonic force. He's gonna get knocked up, tossed up.
Gila, kurang. Matiin
The
dong.
damage.
Par.
Troublemaker is trying to get away, but he
Itu
can't
dia.
do it today. Boots finds the monster kill. The Lord still coming in. Royal Cyber Esports Club needs to find an answer here.
Royal
Why is there
Cyber
still on the
Sport
map
Club.
with no damage dealer like Albert
Gas-gas
left?
pelan-pelan.
Onic has to be careful
Spin
the
nggak
way
ada
they
aman,
go in
tapi
on
nggak bisa
this.
MC.
Kyrie,
One
nobody has
itu
an
mati
ultimate except
damage-nya.
for Keyboy, so Onic decides to back off.
Aduh.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Onic at this point, insane. But again, I was surprised that RCC was able to defend that.
Hancur sama.
Right? That was just such a great play by Troublemaker to be
Sama
able to
Lordnya.
lock down Albert, and that it gave RCC time to breathe. This is the moment that they need to utilize to capitalize on. And again, if they could possibly take a Lord, that would give them even more breathing room. Onic needs to keep the pressure up. You have the gold lead. You might want to take out Troublemaker
Oke, itu dia
because he's
antisipasinya
causing
guys ya,
a
let's
bit
go.
of trouble.
Yeah, look at his items right now. He's
Udah full
one
item ya,
away from being
masih bisa
fully
kekejar
stacked.
ya sama
This is
Provius
where
ya.
Royal Cyber Esports Club needed to be.
Exactly. And again,
Cyber Esport.
what
Saya kira
game.
tadi Cyber Club. Cyber
RCC not
Esport.
going down without a fight. Even it being 19-6. Right now, Onic, again, kind of freezing up the lanes. I like what they're doing here. They're controlling the Lord pits. And RCC, again, they're just trying to get as much as they can. Kind of taking a look at some of the items. Something that could be a key factor here. Again, WAN2 still doesn't even need boots at this point, which is a huge plus for them. But you got to watch out. We see that Weiser is now online. All items secured. Malefic, Lord, Demon Hunter, Golden Staff, and Rose Gold Meter, which will allow them to survive in a fight if need be.
Sansnya jaga di
Kind of
depan.
looking at, we see immortalities being picked up by both sides, so it's going to be a battle, a strategic battle on who can get who. We're getting into the late game. Troublemaker actually dealing damage now with a dashy team that Onic has. The Lord is now the target. Do we see Onic maybe attempt a backdoor, or do we just completely fight for this Lord?
I think we gotta fight over the Lord. Now, you're talking about
Tebel
the build
juga
on
sih ini
Weiser. War
Royal
Barbie would be a
Cyber
happy
Sportnya.
man right now. He hated the
Cyber
tank build
Sport.
on the
Ini
carry.
Cyber Sport
Weiser is
iya.
bringing in the
Bukan
damage
Cyber
right
Esport,
now.
bener.
And it does seem to be working out a little bit, but that means Weiser has to be careful. Could easily get one-shotted by Sans, could easily get taken out by Albert, or even Boots, if Boots is able to lock on to the back line. Bravest fighter, but here comes
Itu
Keyboy
dia,
looking
par,
to use it all
hilang.
just for Castle, and they find it. That's
Jangan
one
sesekali-sekali
down.
mah
And I think it's
keluar
worth it,
ya
especially
guys
before
ya.
Lord, but here comes Troublemaker, causing trouble once again to the backside.
Par, Provius hilang Troublemaker-nya. Waktunya N ya guys ya. Waktunya N, WAN2 waktunya berkembang, bersinar. Udah nggak ada ultinya, double kill. Kasih triple kill, kasih Albert. Maniac guys. Maniac kasih Albert. Astaga. Maniac, GG, Onic. Oke guys, selamat untuk Onic ya guys ya yang menang di game pertama. Ya walaupun jumlah killnya sih cukup dominan ya guys ya, tapi juga agak late game lawan RCC ya. Tapi yang penting kita menang guys. Jangan lupa like, comment, share, dan subscribe-nya. Dadah guys.